Hi, my name is Susan Caroline Constantine. I'm 55 years old and I am a body language expert. So anyway, before we get started, I'd like to thank you very much for inviting me to really do this casting call for this exciting program. It sounds really totally cool and I'm really excited that you actually called me and wanted me to be a part of it. Okay, but before we get started, I need to swear you in to find out whether you would tell me the truth or whether you would lie to me. So raise your right hand and repeat after me. I solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. Okay, now notice whether your fingers are open or closed. Is your wrist bent back or slightly coming forward? All right, put your hand down. I'm going to tell you whether you would tell me the truth or whether you would lie to me. The person with their hand up like this, with the fingers wide open, they will tell you the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But they will give you so much information you really don't need to hear all the chitter chatter. The one with a hand up like this, fingers together, military style, they'll tell you the truth, but you'll have to extract and pull and tug every single word out of them. The one with a hand is bent forward, this is your sidekick. If you need someone to cover your back, they'll tell you the truth, but they're always going to be on your side and protect you. The one that the wrist is bent back, shame, shame, shame on you. You're the one that'll bend the story to get yourself out of a little hot water if you needed to. All right, so let's get started. We're going to talk a little bit about trust issues. What are some of the challenges that we come about? First of all, in order to deal with trust issues, and myself as a leadership coach, and a body language expert, the first thing I want to do is to create a safe environment. I have to create a safe environment where people will actually share with me. You have to have very good rapport building skills, good listening skills, conversation skills to extract information from them. So one of the challenges would be is that if someone's not really a good communicator. But since that's actually my specialty, it's much easier for someone like myself. Some of the other challenges you'll come across is that most people won't tell you all the truth. They'll give you their side of the story, and then you got the other side of the story, and somewhere in the middle, there's the real truth. And what it takes is someone that's a very skilled professional like myself to find those little hot spots where people are kind of deviating, they're massaging, they're dodging, they're misdirecting you to believe something that's really not necessarily the full truth. So the challenge is, and like these everyday lies, those ones where people, there's no fear of getting caught, there's no great reward for getting something for, those are more difficult lies to catch, and even a skilled professional would have a very difficult time finding that. But here's the thing, I am not only a body language expert, my expertise is used in high profile trials. So I have been in the court system for over 12 years. I worked as a jury consultant, scientifically profiling jurors, but now I use just my subjective skills, my body language skills, to be able to detect whether maybe a juror or witness might not be telling the full truth. So I can isolate specific little hotspot areas and then use those little hotspot areas to probe around and extract to use as a strategic advantage for professionals to be able to gather the truthfulness of others. Okay, some of the other challenges is that there are people sometimes that are really, really skilled liars. I mean, they're ones that exercise this on a regular basis. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the Casey Anthony trial, you've seen the Jodi Arias trial. I mean, they could just talk and talk and talk forever and come across very believable. Well, the problem is a couple things. One is they're highly narcissistic. Number two is they actually believe their own lies. And when they believe their own lies, they can almost pass a polygraph test. But what I'm looking for are cluster gestures that happen within a 5-second period after a stimulus question is asked. So I know what to look for to be able to pinpoint it. So what do? Do I just pinpoint and say, hey, you're not telling me the truth? No, that's not the way I operate. The most important thing is to build rapport, make them feel like they can trust you, and then extract information so that the actual truth will come out and they actually come up with it themselves. So in other words, what I'm saying to you is that you become almost a little trusted advisor, walking them through, extracting information, and to see things in themselves that they maybe have not even realized. Once you know what that is, then you can work with them in modifying their behaviors and regaining trust of others, which is a skill set all of itself. And I believe that with my conflict resolution skills as a Supreme Court County mediator will work really well in this case scenario. The other thing is that, I've been in this business for 12 years. It's something that I do on a regular basis. This is not something where I, just have the skill and I'm on TV here or I'm on TV there. I mean, this is what I do every single day of my life. So this is where I'm working. This is my work, my life. It's a skill set that I've been practicing for 12 years and not discounting the media attention, because I've had over 1,000 national appearances and I continue to have them over and over again. So I'm quite well known in the industry, and I'm an author, and I get calls often to pitch their shows and things like this. But this one really intrigued me a lot, and that's the reason why I'm casting for this position. Some of the most rewarding things for me is actually seeing those big aha moments. I just came back from Phoenix. I was training a group of attorneys and judges there. And then I was at Sava University a couple days before that, teaching a bunch of CEOs about how to use their communication skills, listening skills, and then how to actually detect deception and truthfulness, and understanding human behavior, all the different gestures and meanings and eye movements and words that they use and phraseology and terms and things that they need to extract out to determine whether they're being truthful or not. And I give them the skill set of what it takes to be able to know what that is so they can use it in their own business. So I'm the type of person, I'm a giver. So whatever I do, I have to share. And the whole point behind this is because I want them to learn something from it, not just to learn it, but to apply it to their lives and make serious changes. So I love this because when I see their eyes open up and they got this bright, look, and they're just kind of sitting back and they're just like they got the aha moment. That's what makes me wake up in the morning and take a breath every single day. So that's what I love about what I do, and that's the most rewarding. The challenges is that, once you've worked with clients, there is a natural tendency for some people to kind of go back to their normal behavior. Let's say that there's some trust issues in relationships, and maybe they come from abuse or somebody's cheating on them, that they sometimes tend to rationalize their behavior, and they start wondering, maybe it was my problem. I need to adjust myself. So part of the challenges that I have is helping people to make those changes and adopt them and then move forward and not look back and make those same mistakes. So the other thing you had asked me is that, do I have any family members in the business? Absolutely not. I wouldn't have any of my family members in my business. First of all is that they don't have a clue about how to do what I do, but they're very supportive and loving, and they're like my little cheerleaders over there. But I don't have anyone in the industry except for my sister, who is in law enforcement, but at the same time she doesn't utilize she's not teaching. She utilizes skills. She just doesn't, teach anything. So what I'm passionate about is, and especially in this show, is that I would have the opportunity to make a difference in people's lives. So in different case scenarios, as we're walking through the streets, and different, whether it's in relationships and business or negotiations, or it's high profile stuff, I have the skill set to handle all of those. And so what's exciting for me is actually have the opportunity to be a voice of yours, to teach and train other people what to really look for so that they don't get duped. And I'm sure that you and yourself have had someone in your life that you trusted, you believed in, you put all your faith in them, and then they lied to you. And it really deteriorates a lot about our human capacity, about human capacity. And what's sad about that is that people walk around with relationships and they don't trust everybody. So they get out of a bad relationship, and then they don't trust the next person again because they're now projecting back to the first relationship they were in. So trust is a major thing. We trust, I was on an airplane. You have to trust somebody when you're 30,000 feet up, and I've never even met this, the pilots. So we have to build a society and just a world of trust. And the thing is that we have to also keep another keen eye into maybe some people are not really quite telling us the truth. So I'm very passionate about sharing everything that I have learned and to helping you to communicate to the masses, open their eyes wide open to make better decisions in their life. Something that I would like you to know about me is I come from a family of philanthropy. We have an organization my mother had founded. It's called the Mustard Seed of Central Florida. We help those that have gone through personal tragedies, like those that had gone through Katrina, hurricanes, and some of the other major hurricanes, fires, they've lost everything. Maybe it's someone that's left desolate. They don't have any health insurance, and medical bills have just been rising up, and it just put them into a tough situation. Or with all these people that lost their jobs, and people that were making great money lost their homes, their furniture, they've lost their integrity, they lost everything, their self-confidence. So my mother had a dream, and she had a passion about helping people. She only had an 11th grade education, and she had 5 kids raising on her own. But what she had was a passion about what she believed in, and had the belief in herself that she could obtain anything that she wanted if she had the faith of a mustard seed. So anyway, along with that, what she did is she started pounding the pavement. And she started knocking on doors, and she says, I need someone to help me. I need to I feel like I need to find a truck, and I need to find a facility, and I need to build a building, and I need to help people, and I need to advertise. Well, little did other people know, because they didn't really encourage us, said you could never do this. My mother went out and got everything for free. People donated it. We ended up with a 25,000 square foot building, free. And guess what? It ended up being one of the biggest organizations they were, and my mother won the Jefferson Award, the top philanthropist of the country. 46,000 people were nominated. It was my mom, one of 7 people that got it. So why am I sharing you things about my mom? Because when I'm talking about my mom, you're actually looking at me. That's all about who I am. It was in our family ever since I was knee-high to a duck. It's like I was raised in this type of business. I'm a giver, I'm a sharer, and a communicator. I'm a lover of people. So I love to see people heal, move on with their life, and also I'm an inspirator, a motivator, and a person that believes in other people, that helps them to achieve their goals. And that's why I'm also a leadership coach. The reason why I'm perfect for this job is because I have all the skill set. First of all, I'm not an egotistical person. So, I leave the ego at the door, because you can't really work with people having a major ego. I just want to be who I am. And that's what I really stay authentic within myself, and just want people to understand, and I love to share things that I've learned. The other thing is that the reason why I'm perfect for it is because I have all the skill sets. As I shared with you, I have a bachelor's degree in communications, a master's degree in leadership coaching psychology. I'm a Supreme Court county mediator, so I deal a lot with conflict resolution. I am a leadership coach to top-ranking executives and individuals that are kind of stuck in the way. And then I have all these massive 12 years of training in body language and in communication skills. So I've been trained by the best. I've been trained with Dr. Paul Ekman's work, Dr. David Matsumoto, Dr. Richard Geiselman, J.J. Newberry from the Institute of Analytic Interviewing. I became a core trainer with them. I had 3 states that I was ahead of, that I trained just in how to use analytic interviewing skills for law enforcement, for the FBI, the CIA, and I've trained a lot of high-ranking officials, and not only that, even in politicians, all of them. I've worked with them very much. So with that being said, I've been told that I'm a natural on camera, and that is because I don't get all tripped up about the fact that I'm talking to you on television, or through this video, or there's millions of people. I am who I am, and I'm just going to be who that is. And so basically, I take the approach as I'm just having a cup of coffee with a bunch of friends, sharing what it is that I do. Body language takes skill. You have to be a very visual person to be able to read those cues. Having the proper training and understanding human behavior is huge. Not only just in human behavior, but also understanding it from a psychological point of view is massive. Because you might just be someone that's really good at reading people, but then they're not taking the whole psychology of human behavior along with it. And I actually marry those two together. And that's the reason why I am such an effective body language expert, and the reason why I am called on every high-profile trial, and I shared with you Jodi Arias and Casey Anthony and Michael Jackson and the George Zimmerman, which is one that just happened. But I've had over 1,000 national appearances on national TV just reading politicians, and it might be dating and relationships. It could be business deals. You name it, I've done it. I'm also an author of the Complete Idiot's Guide to Reading Body Language, and I've got an upcoming movie that's coming out that actually someone like yourself found me, just like you did, and I have already filmed a movie that's coming out this coming year called Be Natural, and actually the body language expert analyzing videos and photographs of Alice Guy Blaché, who was the first film producer in the late 1800s. So I actually am analyzing what was kind of going on in her life. Because one thing about body language is they're nothing more than your thoughts revealed. It starts with your thoughts, creates an emotion, and it then is leaked out to your nonverbal communication. And so I take all the skill sets all together, bringing it to you as your next expert, body language expert. So thank you so much for inviting me to cast for this show. I am looking forward to hearing you and being on your show in the future. Thanks so much, and you just have a blessed day. Bye-bye.